Hi everyone, welcome to this third introduction video. In this video we're going to jump straight into the data tables, where I'm going to show you how to use these data tables efficiently to search for information. I'm going to start out up here with the data tables toolbar. Here you will see to the right side that there are 4 buttons. The first one is to add a new element in our data table down here. I'm not going to show you how that works now. That's going to be a topic of a later tutorial. Jumping to the right, I have a refresh button. Basically, this refresh button will refresh the data inside the grid view. So let me hit that. You can see that the grid view is loading. In case you didn't see, I'm just going to hit it again. It's basically refreshing the data from the server. Moving further to the right, the next button, the columns button, basically shows you which columns are being displayed in the grid view. If you want to add or remove a column, simply click it. You can see I removed the first column in the grid, the actions column. I'm going to add it again. There you go. You can see it. So here basically you can customize to see the columns in the grid that you prefer. Okay, let's jump to the next one. To the far right we have the tools button. If I click this, you can see that I get a variety of options for exporting the data that's inside the grid view. So I have the option to print or copy the data. Copying the data will copy the data of the grid view to your clipboard. Also, I can export as PDF, Excel or comma-separated values file. Finally, I have the reset table option. Basically, the reset table option will reset the state of the table to the default setup. So that also means that any customizations that you make to the table, any columns that you choose to display or remove, etc., that will be saved for your user profile. So the next time you enter, it will be set up in the exact same way that you left it. But if for some reason you want to get back to how it was when you first entered the system, hit the reset table link here. Okay, that's enough for the data tables toolbar. Let's jump to the next row. This is basically the filters. And here we have a few standard filters. The first one is a status filter. So here you can filter the data on status. The most common ones are planned, in progress or completed. And depending on the page that you're on, there can be various values in this status filter. Proceeding to the next filter, this is my location filter. And basically here I can select one or more locations. If I have selected no location, the filter defaults to all locations that I have permission to see. Okay. And the next filter here is a special filter. There can be a variety of special filters depending on the page, but for example you can see this is a specific filter to show me only the delayed rows in my grid view. Finally, a part of this filters toolbar is the search bar, and basically this search bar will allow you to do an instant search in the data that is in the table. So let's say that we want to search for this line here. So that's 160, 60, 112. Oh, there you go. We managed to isolate that line. This filter will work also as a combination. So let's say I wanted to search for a specific item number. In this case it could be 999-0003. So it's only going to give me a hit on these specific item numbers. Okay, also maybe I wanted to see only these items that are planned in week 25 of 2016. So I'd make a white space, hit 2016, 25, and that will basically do a combination of those two values in the filtering. So that explains briefly how this search tab works. Then let's move to the grid itself. There I have a few interesting things to show you. Actually, let me just remove my filter here so I can get all of the data. It is possible for users to move columns left and right, and this is done simply by clicking on the column and moving it inside the grid view. Similarly, it is possible to sort the data in the grid view, and you can see the default sorting here is due date. But let's say that I would like to sort this by order number. I would simply be able to click here to get it ascending or descending. Let's take it ascending to start with the smallest order number first, moving towards the highest. It is also possible, like in the search filter, to order on two columns. In order to do this, what you need to do is select the first parameter that you want to sort on. In this particular case, I have chosen item number. And then after item number, I want to sort on, for example, the order again. So I will press down Shift on my computer and I will hit this again, and that will basically allow me to sort the data ascending or descending on the order within each of my item values. So there you can see I can search ascending, descending as the second sort order. So the primary sort order is item. And I think that's all I have to say about the grid itself. As I mentioned, all of these sortings and positioning of the columns, they are saved for each user. So the next time they log in, they will see the same grid view. And the last thing that I wanted to show you here is basically the pages column, or the pages row, sorry, here in the bottom. Here users, they are able to select how many lines they want to see per row. The more, you have to be aware that the more rows you choose to see, the more your computer needs to work to render all the rows. But any number between 100 should be a piece of cake for your computer. Moving a bit to the right of that, here you can see that we are showing 142 entries of data, and you are seeing record 1 to 15. Okay, and this is filtered down from a total of 223 rows. And the reason that 223 becomes 142 is because of the filters that we have set in the filter row. On the right side, here you have the various pages. And you can see now, if I skip to page 2, it's going to say that it shows me record 16 to 30. And similarly, going to page 3, record 31 to 45. And now I can just jump back to page 1 to see 1 to 15 again. And that was basically a quick introduction to the grid view. This is a very powerful tool. I really recommend that you spend some time learning this, because it's going to be extremely easy for you to find, filter and understand information if you have a good grip on these data tables. So if some of these things went a bit fast, please watch the video again. Otherwise, stay tuned for my next tutorial video.